Hi everybody, it's Robert Klein here. So now we're going to discuss the mortgage down payment advance number 2, and that's called the vendor take back. Alright, so advance number 2. So what we want to do is talk about something called a vendor take back mortgage. And really the whole point of a vendor take back mortgage, well, for most cases, what it's going to allow you to do is going to help you avoid CMHC fees, or if you're basically purchasing a rental. So let's say, for example, you bought a $300,000 property and it's a rental, or you want to avoid CMHC. So in order to do that, you have to come up with 20% down, or in this case, $60,000 in cash. That's no good. So let's say you don't have 60 grand. And let's say you are able to get the seller or the vendor to take back a second mortgage against the property of 10%. So I'll show you what I mean. So you have a $300,000 property. You still have to come up with a 20% down, or $60,000. The question is, how much of that is required to be in cash? So if you were to break that down, 30,000 or 10% would be cash, and the other 10% or 30,000 can be looked at as a second mortgage that you owe to the seller of the property. This vendor take back, or this $30,000 that you got the seller to agree to, that looks like, according to the banks, as part of your 30 grand down payment. So how does this look like on title? Maybe it looks, this is a little bit confusing if you've never seen this before. So you have, on title, obviously you'd have, the bank mortgage. And that's usually 80% of the value of the property. Then what would happen from 80% to 90%? You'd have a seller mortgage, or basically the person you're purchasing that property, he would have a mortgage on there too for him. Then that other 10% is your cash, or your equity. The beautiful thing about this is that now the banks allow you to credit that 10% for your down payment. And you would be surprised if you knew what you were doing, if you had a realtor that specialized in this. A lot of people who want to sell properties, they want to sell it fast, if it's been on the market for a long time, if you set it up properly, if you know what you're doing, a lot of people that are selling properties will take this to help you purchase their property so they can get out of their situation, or get out of that property for whatever reason they're in. So the main advantage of this program, it allows you to cut your down payment, your cash down payment, by half, and it allows you also to avoid CMHC fees. So if you'd like to learn more about how to implement this, feel free to put your information to the right and we'll get in contact with you.